Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy, and this is a quick little setting up my new QOR Watercolor palette because I don't know what I was thinking, but I got carried away and I started without you. I apologize. But from here forward, you can join me in setting up my little palette. Now, I have the high chroma set of 6, which is a beautiful set of colors, and I have the earth colors. I don't have any more of, I need to get the 12 set, and then that'll finish, like round out my core palette. But this is our high chroma set. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. And then this is our earth tone set, also gorgeous. And then put them together and you have a really nice collection of paints. And I use them pretty regularly. They come in these little teensy tubes, and I have set up this palette, the Danielle Smith little travel palette. I thought would be great for this. And I'll take this with me when I go out and about. But this tilts, so it leaks wherever you lay it down. So I will, I'm probably going to tape this in here so that I'm forced to not mix here. And then that's my little travel core palette. But for on the desk, I wanted something I could actually mix on. So I got this little ceramic Meeden. It's got a little lid, which we can mix in the top, which is fantastic. It did come with a little chip in it. It doesn't bother me. I'm not mad about it. And then this, look how adorable that is. And I've already put in the Dioxazine Purple, the Quinacridone Magenta, and Cobalt Teal. Got super carried away, made a little bit of a mess, and I was just starting to clean it up when it occurred to me that I should be recording this, sharing with you guys. But it's cute. It's set up, it sits up off the table a little bit. And once these dry, I'll flip it over and show you the underside. But for right now, I wanted to I really want this to look nice to start with. I want it to be aesthetically pleasing, right? Why not? Okay? So, and then any of the little edge areas, I don't know if I want to do that. I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it for now. But I'm starting with my high chromas. I'm going to have up here these 6 here, and then the earths are going to be down here in the same configuration that I have them here, because that's what I'm used to using them, right? How I'm used to using them. Can you see that? Pull that down in view. Yeah, so I'm going to finish up with, what am I on? I'm on Quinacridone Gold. I did those guys. I did that guy. So these guys. Okay, so this one is that's green gold. Quinacridone Gold. I should put my glasses back on so I can see what I'm doing. Here we go. Now I can, look at that, I can read it. So silly. Okay, we got Quinacridone Gold. And I'm one of those people who's very out of sight, out of mind. I have a couple of, doesn't want to squeeze out. There we go. There it goes. There. Let go. It's sticky. I have a couple of tubes of Holbein colors, and I got these 2 little trays to live on my desk, and I leave the tubes sitting right in the little trays and the extra paints. I mean, these are gorgeous too, right? Look at those colors. And that is Peacock Blue. These came in an art box. Quinacridone Opera and Permanent Yellow Light. But I leave these in these little trays right up here on the desk, because if I don't leave them out like that, I won't use them, right? Anybody else like that? I do have my palettes that I love, like my big M gram palette, my big almost used up student grade palette of, man, I just made a mess of that. Senneliers. Those big palettes, I will use those for sure. Like they're in a drawer, but I know where they are, and if I want them, I just go grab them because they're my two main palettes, right? But I'll have to go and fix that with a paintbrush. That tissue's toasted. Grab a new one. It was pretty toasted when I started. That's alright. And then we were doing, what's the next one in the list from over here? Queen Gold and then Pyro Orange. Did that. Are you yeah, Pyro Orange. My Pyro Orange is intense but earthy, which is really nice. And these all mix together really well. And they, depending on the paper, they travel well on the paper. They blend and move around on the paper really nicely. And that's one of the claims to fame for this particular brand of paint, is that it really does, oh, it just wants to keep coming out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, just cut you off. We're cutting you off, man. Stay in the tube. Stay in the tube. I hate metal tubes so much. Okay. Hate is a strong word, but it's true. Because sometimes when you squeeze them, you can't get them to unsqueeze, you know? And then the stuff just keeps coming out. It wastes your product. Get that in there. Like that. It's so pretty. Okay. And then green gold. Oh, this color is amazing. It'll either be green or it'll turn almost completely gold, and it's gorgeous. It comes out of the tube green. Very green. That one will level out on its own. Because it's softer. See, these ones leveled out on their own, but these gloopier ones didn't want to level out on their own. Man, I am a disaster. See, this is legit. This is legit the way things are for me. Okay, moving along. Naples yellow. Beautiful color, opaque. It's a little opaque, but it plays well with all the other colors, and I really, really like it. Uh-oh. Are you dried out on me? Don't tell me it isn't so. Oh, there it goes. I know. This one's super sticky. Like super sticky. Alright. I'm going to bend the tube. I'm going to regret this move. Like you do with your toothpaste. We're going to bend it because it doesn't want to come out of the tube. It looks a little vulgar. Sorry about that. I'm just going to squeeze it all in, apparently. Almost out of its color. Well, relatively speaking. This little palette, once it dries, it'll last for a long time. I've had this one set up and I use it regularly for about a year, and you can see which ones I go to often. The green gold, dioxazine a little bit, the teal is worn down, these two colors, the transparent brown oxide and the Naples are worn a little. The indigo for sure, I love indigo. And then the sap green. I don't really use these two colors. I don't know why. They're just not go-tos. And the Pyro Orange is just a bit too intense for me. Oh, wrong tube. Wrong spot. Let's let's make this a little more aesthetically pleasing. Let's smush it down into its space. And I could get some, what do we call it, oxgall, and put it in here and make this a little more soupy and soft, but I don't really feel the need, so we're just gonna let it be like that. There, beautiful. And those colors against that surface look really beautiful. Or is it just me? Okay, so that's that guy, and then we're doing transparent brown oxide. Yeah, going in order on this and this. They're both the same. Tried to keep it as samey as I could from spot to spot, because you get used to pulling your color from a certain area on the palette, and you don't want to mix it up too much if you don't have to. I don't want to anyways. I don't know about you guys, but once I get used to a color being where it is, you know. That one should settle down pretty good. Put that off. Okay. And then Venetian red. It's a really pretty color. It's gorgeous. It's very earthy, as the name of the what you call it expresses. There we go. Perfect. And that'll level out on its own. And then sap. A little debris in that one. I'll put sap over here where she goes. Like that. Beautiful. It's nice when they come out of the tube, as expected. And then indigo. This indigo is really nice. Look at that. It's a really good indigo. I also have Sennelier indigo, Daniel Smith indigo. I don't know if M. Graham makes an indigo. I should look into that, because I do love me some indigo. Currently have, how many indigos do I have? Good question. You know how I can tell how many indigos I have? One sec, I'll share with you guys. Where's my folder? Where's my swatch folder? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Found it. I have a swatch folder full of all my paints. And little tangent. I guess I could finish this first and then I'll show you that. Our last one was raw umber. No, good grab. Grab 'em blind. Grab 'em blind. And raw umber. This one's a little gluey. We'll just pull that much of that one out. That one might settle. I'm going to use the palette knife to squish it down a bit though. Smush you down. I smush you. Smushy smush. Right into the corners. There we go. And you into that corner. Haha. I defy you. There we go. Okay. There's our palette. Oh, it's so pretty. I knew when I saw this on Amazon that I was going to love it. And the wells are slightly bigger than these, so I'll be able to get a bigger brush in there without fussing so much, which is also nice. But the reason I know I have indigos is because I have swatched out all of my paint sets in a book, and I actually made an indigos and neutral tint and grays page. This tells me all the brands of indigos and tints that I have. So up at the top are all of the indigos. Daniel Smith Derwent Graphitint Indigo, Kuretake Indigo, Jasper Stardust Indigo, QOR Indigo, and Sennelier Indigo. So those are all the indigos that I have. And then down here are the Derwent Graphitints grays, the Kuretake grays and black. And then M. Graham I have a neutral tint, and Jasper Stardust I have black and like a slate. His colors are kind of chalky, so I don't use his palette very much. It's a beautiful palette. Paid way too much money for it. And then I have Sennelier Payne's Gray, which I use quite a lot, and the Ivory Black. So those are my grays and blues. Just so that I know what I have. These are all the paints I have, you guys. My watercolor swatches. And my goal is to use them all throughout the year this year. These are the only M. Graham colors that I have. Kind of red heavy and like orangey yellows. That's alright. QOR, the ones I just showed you. This is my Sennelier 24 set, and then I have these tubes, which are almost gone. This is the Gansai Tambi, Kuretake Gansai Tambi, and then I have pearls, starry colors, and graphites. Yeah, I got a little close to the camera. These I mixed into a palette, my metallics. And then this is the Jasper Stardust palette. I should pull it out and use it more. They're very opaque. I guess that's my problem. They're more like, they don't feel more like watercolor, because for me watercolor should be transparent. These feel more like a gouache, honestly. They've got a little bit, some of them have a little bit of that chalky feel to them. And then these are all my granulating. That's the big swatch that I did, all folded up and tucked in there, but these are the colors that I have. These are gorgeous. I want more of these. They're fantastic fun to use. They live in this palette on the desk all the time. That's their home. Yeah, so that's all those, and then next to swatch is my colored pencils. Right now they're back here. I have all kinds of stuff going on in my swatch book. At any rate, this is my new little, what do you guys think? I'm gonna keep, should I keep these with this just for filming purposes, or should I make new one? Because I usually leave these in here. Maybe I'll make a new one. And these tins are really nice, but I honestly don't think to grab them out. I don't really care for mixing in the little divots on the lid. And there's little scraps. I'm not throwing that away. I'm just going to leave it in there until I reach the last little bits of my colors, and then I'll use it. But these live in my drawer. That's where the tubes stay, and they go in the drawer over here. Which I've shown you in the big studio tour. And then this bad baby is going to go in the core drawer, and I'll pull it out when I'm going out and about and traveling. And then this one, this lovely right here is going to live on my desk. And the little lid goes, let's see if it makes a mess. Goes right on there like that. And while they're wet, yeah, that dude is poking up out of his home. How dare you. And that one is not going to settle in. There we go. You settle in. There we go. But yeah, what do you guys think of my new little QOR palette? So from this to this. That's not bad, right? It's a good changeover. I enjoy it. I'll zoom out a skosh so you can see the difference. And that's this. Just a quick little video showing you guys my new QOR palette. If this lives on the desk like I'm sure this lives on the desk all the time, and I love it, so I'm sure I'll love this video. Bye. Hi guys, I am back. I was going to end the video there, but I decided we've got them out, we might as well do a little bit of painting. Let me put my other light up here real quick and spin it around the way I need it to be. Oh. open this up, turn this on, there we go. Alright, why is this not going in? I was listening to my book as well. There we go, that's a little better. There we go. Okay, now underneath these, because they make a lot of noise just sitting on the table, I have a bunch of these shelf liners meant to put under your dishes and stuff. I have a whole roll of the stuff that I cut into different sizes. I went ahead and cut some up to put underneath these so they wouldn't slide around while I was using them on the table. So if you see them peeking out, that's what that is. And I thought we would go ahead and do some practice, I don't know, sunset, just some sunset pieces, some different skies and clouds. I have out my Princeton Neptune round number 8, and I have out also my Legion 140 pound cold press watercolor paper. Hi guys, welcome to the voiceover portion of the video. I wanted to time lapse this part because these took a little bit more time than I thought they were going to. I started out hot and fast and got slower and slower as I progressed. But I'm dashing down colors, creating colorful skies, letting the watercolor play on the page, trying to create a impression of just scenery. The first one, I was thinking maybe we could do mountains or a forest with a weird sky and a weird purple blue sky. Sky does all kinds of crazy stuff, right? That first one, the middle one, I was thinking green meadows, and that one up on the right, the vivid one, I don't know what I was thinking. Gradation. I was thinking maybe a gradation. This one I was thinking a cloudy sky and maybe the ocean down below. Got that green blue ocean feel. And this one I was throwing in indigo. I was trying for a more night sky over the ocean. Indigo, it's a favorite. I love it so much. But the indigo and green mix really well to make that gritty, deep sea green ocean color. I started with just a dusting of pink on this one, and then I was thinking purpley nighttime sky over the mountains maybe for this one. Nighttime clouds, and when twilight's hitting the skyline kind of feel. I decided I'd try and plop in a forest over here. It was not quite going the way I wanted it, but that's okay. We blah 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 and let that be what it wants to be. Mixed up a bunch of dark colors. I was thinking I'll go in and put in more trees, more forest. Now it looks like I've got a little mountain range back there and some forest in the front. Sorry, super thirsty. And then this one, I didn't know what I was going to do for this one. I just started knocking down trees. I really like the way it looks with the deep purple, that magenta with the dark trees. And I decided I'd put in some of my bleed-proof white and make little mountains back there, way in the distance. Let that dry and then come over here and work on the waves for this one. Since I have the bleed-proof white out, I might as well see if I can get in that ocean feeling. I was trying for rolling waves. It didn't quite work out, but I'm still pretty pleased with these. I think they turned out super cute. Yeah, the bleed-proof white is really nice. I recommend getting some if you're not trying to be a pure watercolor artist, which is something I will probably never do because why? Why? When I can use all the other tools to hand to get the effects I want. And up here I went in with a darker mixture of indigo and magenta to get those deeper purple trees in. And then here I mixed up a brown to pop in a tree. I was thinking foreground tree and maybe some forest in the background. I probably should have put the background in first, but I decided after I put in this tree that it needed a more foresty background. And I just stamping the tip of the brush. On this brush, the bristles splay out pretty nicely to get a foliage effect. Pretty. Yeah, and then just a little bit more of the grass. I was trying for long grasses, that meadow kind of feel, where the grasses can get to be like up to your waist. And then dropping in some distant trees. Hopefully they look like distant trees. I went for a lighter tree trunk color and then decided to drop in some more foliage in the foreground and make it look more densely forested. Yeah, and then now I'm mixing up some indigo and that turquoise to do a more turquoise indigo. I wanted to stay in that feel for this one, not quite so green as the other one. I do like the indigo green night one, but this is meant to be like a daytime and then, you know, the feeling of a moving sea, a moving blue-green sea. And that bleed-proof white is pretty awesome. And these are just quick studies, quick practice pieces, no pressure, just to get a feel for the paint, loosen up for the night. I have several other paintings I'm going to do tonight, and I want to actually have a drawing I need to do later too. Get in some practice just to loosen up. I haven't drawn anything yet today. And this one is a snow scene, a nighttime twilight snow mountain scene. I'm using the magenta and indigo mixed together and make an almost dioxazine purple. It is pretty great. I did not know I could do that. I mean, the dioxazine purple is right up there in the corner of the palette, but honestly, I didn't think to grab it right away. I do like to mix colors. And now I'm using the bleed-proof white and trying to put stars in that night sky by flicking the brush off the tip of my finger downward. Took a couple tries to get it rolling, but then I decided to put it in a couple of the other skies just for fun. And yeah, I really like how this turned out. I'm pleased, pretty pleased. And I think that's about it for voiceover. And we are going to get back to the video. Okay. Let's see what they look like with gum tape. Let's just see. Because that's always the tell, right? How does it look without the tape? Oh, tore the paper a little bit. Got a little too excited. It's alright. These are just practice pieces. It doesn't matter. And then the top one away. Oops. And then the side one away. And this one away. And there we go. Ooh. We have, oh, that looks so cool with the low borders. That's so neat. And if I wanted, which I do, I'm going to show you guys what I would do with these kinds of things. I go ahead and we go ahead and we cut them. We'll split that down the middle, like so. Is that the middle? I think it is. It's hard to tell. There. I went too fast. Now it looks like it has a deckled edge. And then there. I gotta put a new blade in that. And then there. And there we go. We have 6 pieces. We can either go back in later and put more stuff on, a little colored pencil maybe, keep them as is, draw over the top, gift it to somebody as a card or a... Oh, it didn't quite go through. What is going on with this thing? There we go. And there we go. We have individual little landscapes. How cool are those? I kind of dig them. I like how they look. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's neat. That's a fun practice. Am I right? What do you guys think? And I love this palette. It's so much fun. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the time lapse of all of this happening, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!